Long story short, I've now got a wood shop all over my boat. Here's the thing too. I've got a chop saw, which is takes a 12-inch blade, so it's a pretty heavy duty one. Supposedly that's all totally functional. Looks like everything's there and everything works. I have yet to turn any of this stuff on. I've got a radial arm saw here that doesn't have the blade in, and it's missing the nut that holds the blade in, which would have been nice if the guy told me about that, but I'll just have to find one. I've got a jointer here which does not have a motor, and I knew that was fine. I can put a motor on it. Big huge table saw back here, and it has an enormous motor that I took off to be able to move it, and the motor's down there. And then this thing, it took 5 of us to move this onto the boat. Of course, pretty much all of this stuff is like higher quality than I was expecting, but it's in much worse shape than I was hoping. And somebody cue the rain. Oh, great. I guess I better throw a tarp over these. Good thing about them being on my boat is I can float them up the canal here right near the island. Okay, before I get too far in this, I better document it so I don't lose parts. This goes on here. This piece gets screwed on by this, and this has a hole here that goes here thingy something. English word's not working right now. Anyway, I'm taking that off, and I'm taking this thing off. Okay. It looks like the surface here is pretty nice if I scrape off all the rust on the top. So, okay, I'm taking this thing off here that just unscrews. This lock washer obviously goes on this side, but I'm just putting it there so it doesn't get lost. Alright, I got this jointer flipped over, and it actually looks pretty good on the inside. I sprayed a bunch of oil in here. Not too rusty though. The wheel inside here looks pretty good, and actually the blades don't even look too bad. I think they still have some life in them. But this over here, the pulley's kind of destroyed. Alright, this crank raises and lowers this side of the table to make it cut more or less wood off. It even has a nice little measuring thing here. So it goes from cutting nothing off all the way up to 1/2 inch. Yeah, it'll cut 1/2 inch off in one shot. That is crazy. Why would anyone want to cut a whole 1/2 inch off in one shot? I don't know, I guess it might happen sometime. Anyway, it works. Still a little stiff, but it's probably a good thing. There doesn't appear to be anything preventing this from moving just while it's working other than friction. I have not found like a thing that like locks it in position. It just kind of takes a lot of force to get it to move. This might be something that locks its position, but if it does, there's something missing in the parts in here, because this kind of comes down and doesn't touch anything else. I did find a bolt that fits in here. With the use of my vice grips, I can turn it. It turns one way and it's spring loaded. I'm sure someone knows exactly what this does. I'll go look it up. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out. Alright, I think I'm going to take this and put it in my workshop dome. And I'll take these pieces with it. I only took 3 things off. And I disconnected this from the table. I probably won't use this table. I'll make my own table. And the motor's not with it, so this switch and everything doesn't matter. But the switch I might still use when I get another motor on it. Alright, one down. Let's see, what can I take care of today? I just have a little bit of time left. Well, I'll just look over that real quick. I think that's all intact. Oh, the bolt here is totally seized, so I'm not getting that blade off. It does have a pretty good blade on it right now, so I guess that's my blade for a while. And I don't know, sometime between now and when I want to change that, I'll just have to work this loose somehow. Today I'm going to tackle this monster here. And I already got the up and down thingy loosened up. Took a little bit of work, but wasn't too bad. Greased up the slider parts. I'm gonna have to fix this mess over here. Oh, someone drunk did repairs. So this turns a screwy thing here that moves this up and down. And there's 4 of these, one there, one here, and 2 on the other side. And they're all powered by a sprocket, kind of like one of these, but a smaller one, at the bottom of this, and then a chain that goes around all 4, and then a tension sprocket in the middle. And it's loose, so we'll have to get in there and tighten it. I can show you under there, but it's all dark. Sprockets under there look like they're in pretty good shape. A little bit of rust, nothing serious though. And if I tighten that thing, it should be good. Now I think I want to take these parts off and put some oil in the top here, wherever this screwy thing has a bearing of some kind. I also definitely want to take this apart into multiple pieces because it weighs a lot, like 500 pounds. A significant portion of which is this motor here. So if I can take that out and maybe, I don't know, take this top chunk off, I should be able to move it without too much trouble. No bearing up here, it's just floating. I'll grease up those bolt holes while I have it open though. Okay, 3 of those off and this 1 stick. And I'm leaving the bolts in their holes so I don't lose them. Getting this top piece off means loosening these, it looks like. Hopefully, come on. Oh, it might be stuck. Oh, that one moved. Come on, buddy, move! Alright, I got all 8 of those loose with only minor finger damage. Before I try to move this, it looks like this part in the middle here is about a 1/16 of an inch below up here, like 2 millimeters. So when I put it back, Alright, maybe I'll get lucky if I put some wood in here, raise the table, it'll push the thing right off. Oh my gosh, I think it's moving, it is! Awesome. Wasn't expecting that to come off so easy. This is getting too deep inside there to get a grip on, but I'm thinking if I file this a little, I can make it fit a socket so I can keep going. Oh, why is it so hard to turn? Oh, got it. Oh. I stripped my thing over there. I just need to go up a little bit more. So I'm going to do this. Do 4 of those. No, I just got it. I haven't used it at all yet.
What do you use it? Oh, you're gonna use it.
We're going to use it to cut wood.
Oh.
This machine that I'm working on right now makes the wood flat.
Oh, why have we stacked those steels?
Hmm? I think I got it loose. Oh, noodle donkeys, that's heavy. There's the bottom of that thing. Doesn't look terrible. These need to be greased up though, for sure, and wiggled loose. Wow, yeah, those are pretty solid. Come on, wiggle. So the way this thing works is the main pulley spins this. This is the wheel with cutter blades on it that cut the wood as the wood comes through. And then that turns some gears in here that turn this stuff, which turns this wheel, and these ones should push the wood through that way as it cuts. Yeah, just like that. All right, I'm taking this off here. Remember that. I'm putting it here. All right, I'm gonna take this whole rack of stuff off here. There's a rubber one at each end. So make sure you put it back like that. Right. Well, this is clean. Much better. I left one out because, you know, these have expanded a little bit from rust. And I checked all the blades here. There's 3 of them. They look pretty good. And I undid this. Wait, I undid these, whatever these are, so the blade can move, and got them all lined up right. So they're all sticking out the same amount. You know, if I hold a piece of wood here, they all hit it the same amount. I aligned the blades is what I'm trying to say here. Now someone did some funny business over here, and I'm gonna have to fix this mess. I think I'll do that later. I'm gonna take this into the workshop now.